Hi everybody, this is Dr. Bricker here. I'm your instructor for EAS 100, which is called Planetary Earth. This is the Bright Space course. I kind of wanted to show you where everything was located in the class, go over the syllabus, show you how everything is kind of set up. So this is the course home here. So if I hit content, you'll see a few things over here. The syllabus, we're going to go over that today. Other points of interest, mastering planetary Earth. This is where you'll get the e-text. There's something called the study area. I'll just click on it so you can see. E-text, something called the study area. If you want to go to My Lab Mastering Home, you can do that as well. You can actually access the homework that way as well. There's something called lectures and PowerPoints. And this looks a little bit different for you because you're not the instructor of the class. So the only thing you can see right now is just the first week, January 12th. What does that look like? Well, we're starting with the first chapter. As it says here, watch lecture videos, then complete the Mastering Homework 1 assignment by the following Monday. So the first homework assignment is due Monday. Usually they're due on Mondays. So chapter 1 I broke up into 4 different lectures, broke the PowerPoint up into 4 different parts. So if you notice here, this says Lecture 1A Video. So it's basically the PowerPoint with me talking over the video. If you just want to look at the PowerPoint by itself, you can click on this. This is just the PowerPoint. And usually these are somewhere between maybe 7 minutes and 15 minutes or something like that. So you don't have to watch like a whole hour or 2 of a video. Here's the second part, 1B, and there's a PowerPoint that goes along with it, etc. So you can kind of do this at your leisure. It is an asynchronous class, so you can do this when you want to. Just remember there's due dates for homeworks and things, so you're sort of constrained by that. Okay, good. So each week you'll have PowerPoints and the videos that go along with it. We also have over here homework. I have a separate module over here for the homework. So here's homework 1. So that's a way to access the homework. If you went to My Mastering Home, you can find the homework assignments there. It's also in the calendar on the home page. So several different ways of getting to homework 1. There's only one homework 1. There's just multiple ways of accessing it. So let's go back and take a look at the syllabus. And I actually have downloaded it already, so there we go. So EAS 100, Planetary Earth, Spring 2026. I'm Dr. Glenn Bricker. I'm in the Department of Chemistry and Physics. I'm a physicist. I'm teaching the EAS class this semester. Best way to get in contact with me is through the email address here. And as it says, on the weekdays I usually respond within 24 hours. On the weekends, 48 hours. It'll probably be a lot quicker than that. But just to give you some kind of guidelines here, usually within a day I'll get back to you, or probably the same day, or sometimes within a couple of minutes if I'm right there. So any questions you have, send me an email if you want. We could set up a Zoom call if something's going on. You let me know. So course description: Introduction to Geoscience, Earth. So a little bit of geology in the beginning, oceanography, atmospheric science, and astronomy. We'll also talk about earthquakes, volcanoes, ocean pollution, climate change, severe weather, things like that, and how all these things are connected to each other, and interconnections between all these different Earth processes. So it's about the Earth. Are there any prerequisites? No prerequisites at all for the class. Now the book is called Foundations of Earth Science, 9th edition. Now, if you have not opted out of this instructional materials access, this doesn't cost you anything at this point. I think it's something like $306 per semester, and you get all your instructional materials. So if you have not opted out, the book, is included in that. If you have opted out, then you'll have to purchase the book and the e-text. I'll show you how to do that in just a minute. If you require any kind of accommodations, please contact the Accessibility Center as soon as you can and set those up. Here's the phone number, and don't wait to do that. Typically we have a homework set per week. I think there's 12 altogether. There's 16 weeks, so it's not every week. Done online, so Mastering Planetary Earth is where you'll be doing your homework, so they're online homework sets. Now it is an online class, so you will have to have web availability. If you don't at your house, you're going to have to come to campus, go to the library, whatever it might be, but you have to be able to access the course because the course is online. That's the only way you're going to get the material. It says here I'll place all course information and lectures on Brightspace and weekly modules, and the first one's already there. The second one will be up. The second week will be up there pretty soon. I usually do it by weeks. Okay, and other resources will be there. So homework is 25% of your grade. There's no reason you can't get 100% on the homework. And then there's 3 tests, and those are each 25% of your grade. So 3 tests throughout the semester. They're not cumulative. They're freestanding tests. So, and I'll show you the schedule for that in just a minute. Okay. Here's the grading scheme. I do use this plus-minus system. This is as rigorous as it will possibly be. If a whole bunch of people have like an 89.3 or something like that, maybe I round that up to an A-. I'm not saying I'm going to, but if a lot of people have that and there's kind of a break in the scores, I might do that. And I will round up. If it's 89.7, to me that's a 90. You have an A-. Okay, so again, this is as rigorous as it would possibly be, but it might be a little bit more relaxed from that. Okay, if you have to miss a test for some kind of emergency, I know things come up. Maybe your internet went out the night you were going to do it, your computer broke, whatever it is, let me know as soon as possible. Hopefully beforehand, but even sometimes things happen right at the time. I can make some arrangements for you. Don't, after 2 weeks, say, hey, I missed the first test, I need to make it up, because that's not going to happen. You need to let me know like at the time or before. Okay. Scientific or graphing calculator may be needed to take some parts of the exam. I can't really imagine you needing a very complicated calculator, but there might be a part where you have to do a small calculation. Probably I would pick numbers that you could work out without the use of a calculator, but that's no problem. It's online, so keep that in mind. Now, if you need any technical support from Pearson, now Pearson's the publisher of the book, the e-text, and the homework. So I can maybe help you through some of the technical problems, but I don't know what your passwords are or anything like that. So check this out, and they're pretty good about getting back to you. So if you click on this link, it'll go to the Pearson contact page, and then you can get support directly from Pearson that way. Okay, so don't let the technology part of it, ruin the day. We'll get everything straightened out. Here's the schedule. Okay, good. So the first week, introduction, which is happening right now, and then we do matter and minerals, so chapter 1. After that, we go on to chapter 2, rocks and materials. So this first homework actually goes along with this first chapter. Then we jump around a little bit. We go up to chapter 6, landscapes by water. The second homework is due, and that'll all again be in the calendar. So you'll see all that. Glacial and arid landscapes, chapter 7. So we do chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 6, chapter 7, and then this week, starting Monday, May 9th, you kind of review for the test, and then the test will be online. It'll be available Thursday through Sunday. Once you start it, you have to finish it. You can't take Thursday through Sunday to work on it, and it is timed. But it'll be available Thursday through Sunday. Maybe you work during the week and you need to take the test on the weekend or something like that, or vice versa, because the weekdays are still available. Okay, good. So first test, chapter 1, 2, 6, and 7. We still have 5 weeks or so for that. And then after that, we come back to chapter 3, plate tectonics, the restless earth, chapter 4. So we'll do a couple of chapters that week. The week of Monday, May 23rd, volcanoes. And then we move up to chapter 8. So geologic time scales, and there's always the homework due on the Monday of that week for the information from the previous week. The restless earth, chapter 10, you're going to like that. So chapter 9 and chapter 10 sort of go hand in hand. Finally, spring break. By this time, we would have sprung ahead. It's staying light out later. Flowers are growing. And you got a week off, so that's kind of nice. So no class at all during spring break. Now, when you get back from spring break, this week is all about getting ready for the second test. So the second test will just be over chapter 3, 4, 5, 8, 9, and 10. Okay? So more chapters than the first test, but also some of those chapters are a little bit shorter. So about the same amount of material. Okay, good. And then we've got the last part of the class here. Starting March 30th, we'll go up to Chapter 11. Following week, Chapter 12, Chapter 13, Chapter 14. So just in order here. And then this week is all just about review. This is so-called dead week, starting this April 27th. Homework 12, which would be over the previous week's material, due on the Monday the 27th. And then the third test, again, not over the entire semester, just over this last third of the class, will be during finals week. So Monday through Thursday, you won't have a final over the whole class. You'll just have a final over this last third of the class. Okay, so that's way in the future. This is like, May already. Okay, so the thing to focus on right now is these first 5 weeks, Chapter 1, 2, 6, 7, these first 4 homework assignments. So this is the first third of the class. Okay, so let me show you how you get into the book and where things are located. So I'm going back to Brightspace now. Okay, so Mastering Planetary Earth. I've clicked on Mastering Planetary Earth. Now, the first time you do this, and hopefully it's going to work because Pearson's changed the way they've done things. It worked for me, so hopefully it works for you. If you click on this Access Pearson Code List for P&W, and IMA stands for Instructional Material Access, it's supposed to ask you for your Pearson login. You probably have a Pearson login from other classes you've had, or maybe even from high school. If you don't, it's free to make one. It's just your email and a password. And then they don't ask you for any kind of code or anything like that. It's codeless. It's the first semester they're doing this, so hopefully it works. So you should never have to provide a code because of this codeless way that they've done this. You might have to give your Pearson credentials, though. I had to when I did it. Now that's if you have not opted out. It should be pretty seamless. Log in with your Pearson stuff, and then you can access the e-text and all that. Now, if you have opted out, then at this point you're going to have to pay for it. So same thing. You click Access Pearson Code List. I believe you've got to put in your Pearson credentials, and then if you have opted out, then you'll have to at that point purchase the materials through PayPal or a credit card. Now, if you look at the bottom of the screen, unless they've changed this, you could usually get free access for 14 days. It's a really small link. It's like they don't want you to pick it or something. But if you don't have the funds right now, you can look for that on the screen. I'm not saying they have it. In the past, they have had it, but this is a new way that they're doing it this semester. Okay, so regardless if you have opted out or have not opted out, at this point, you should be able to access all the Pearson stuff. Now, the Pearson stuff consists of the book. That's where you need that to get the homework. There's something called the study area. So let me click on the e-text. By the way, if you don't want to click on the e-text, you want to see something that has everything. By that I mean, if I click here, Access Pearson Code List, within that there is the e-text, the homework, and the study area. But maybe you just want to go to the homework. You just want to go to the e-text. You don't want to see everything. That's when you would pick the e-text. Okay, so let me pick the e-text. This is the book. And it looks something like this. Taking a minute to load. It looks like I'm over here in Chapter 1. I was looking through this yesterday or the day before. Here's the table of contents here. So play around with it. Whenever you get a book, everything's a little bit different. Yeah, here's the study of minerals, rocks on the rock cycle, all this different kind of stuff. Okay. And it's pretty good. So you have the PowerPoint and the videos for Chapter 1, but make sure you read through the chapters too. They actually are pretty easy to read. Not too technical or anything like that, so I mean by pretty easy to read. And we don't have labs in this class. It's an online lab, so when it mentions doing pre-labs and stuff like that, we don't have labs. But there's a lot of good material here. So kind of take a look through this. Some fun videos and things like that, not related to lab, of what an actual mineral is, what a rock is. Believe it or not, we're going to define what a rock is. You know what a rock is. If you saw a rock, you'd know it was a rock. But you know, what makes it a rock? What's the definition of a rock? Okay, so you saw the schedule. You know we're going 1, 2, 6, and 7. So make sure you read through the first chapter. What else do we have? Let me go back to the Mastering Planetary Earth module. Okay, so we just did the e-text. Something called the study area. This is just, you may or may not ever use the study area, but the study area has things like, wait for it to load, like additional information that you might find useful. You could study by chapter. Actually, here's the e-text. Pre-lab videos, probably you won't be doing too much with that. Interactive animations, you can study by chapter. So let's see what chapter 1 actually has inside it. There's the e-text, some different videos, things like that. So again, you may or may not ever come to the study area, but you can check it out. Watch some different videos, things like that. Sometimes these videos I actually put inside of the PowerPoints, and you can get them that way too. But you know, smart figures, cleavage, what does that exactly mean? So you could take a look at one of these short videos if you want to. Okay, many of these are actually embedded in the chapters too, so you can get them that way. Okay, going back to Brightspace. Now if you pick this Access Pearson codeless again, it won't ask you for all your information again, but yours might look slightly different than this. You definitely won't see that. But if you did this, you would see the homework is here, the e-text is here, something called the study area is here. You may never have to go through that part too. I tried to put those links sort of forward so you wouldn't have to go here, but you know, just so you know this stuff is here. Okay, again, it might look slightly different because you're not teaching the class. Okay, good. Let me go back to content. So I showed you where the PowerPoints and the videos that go along with the PowerPoint are. And then in the homework module here, here's homework 1. Let's just see what it looks like. Again, you could access the homework from that homework module, or I usually put it in the calendar. It's only in the calendar, though, until the due date passes, then it leaves the calendar. Or you can go directly to like Access Pearson and find the homework assignments there. But they'll always be in that module, so less clicking maybe. So the first homework assignment, 17 questions or something like that. When I put this together, it told me the average amount of time spent on this is 30 to 35 minutes. I think it would probably take longer than that to do it. Okay, so, you know, go through here. Most of these are multiple choice questions. Not all of them, but most of them. Let's just take it just so you can see what it looks like. I'm not going to answer it for you, but you can launch this video and then answer these questions concerning this video. Okay, so it looks just like that. Now when you hit review, this I think will take you to the section of the book this information's from, and hopefully make your life a little bit easier. Okay, so you know, make sure you go through that. You don't have to finish the homework all in one sitting. You could do like the first 3 questions and then you know, pick it up the next day. It doesn't erase it or anything like that. As far as the grading policy goes, you can click on it. I saw it somewhere. Maybe it was before I started this. But basically the grading policy is if it's 1 day late, then the questions that are 1 day late, you are docked 10%, 2 days late, 20%. If a question's 5 days late, it's docked 50%. 6 days late, it's still docked 50%. Never gets lower than 50%. So say you forget to do the last couple of problems on homework 1 and you realize it 3 weeks later, you can still go back and do those and get your get 50%. Now I know things come up. Maybe I can't believe I forgot homework 2 completely. Email me and I could reset the date for you. I don't want to do that for every single homework assignment, but I know things come up from time to time. So if you need more time on something, let me know and I could adjust the date for you. Okay, so let me go back to the course then. So this is actually due, I'll go course home, on Monday by midnight Eastern time. So January 19th. This is Eastern time. So that means 10:59 our time. Okay, it can be a little bit confusing. The reason that is set up like that, it's this bright space is run through West Lafayette, which is on Eastern time. Okay, or else I'd have to have it set up at 12:59 on the 20th, which would be 11:59 in our time, but then people get confused and think it's not due until like the next afternoon because this would be January 20th. That's why I don't do that. Hopefully that's not too confusing. Just keep in mind this is Eastern time, so really it's due at 10:59 our time. Okay. Good. So again, with the e-text, you should never use the code. Remember, in the past, you'd have to hit like instructional material access in some classes, get a code and put the code back in. This semester, there shouldn't be any of that. Okay, back to course home. Oh, back to content, actually. Okay, good. So what should you do? Well, first thing to do is click on this Mastering Planetary Earth. Hopefully I didn't say Mastering Physics too many times. Mastering Planetary Earth, and click this, get all set up with the e-text and the homework, and then do it however you want to. Like, do you want to go through the PowerPoint and with the video and then read the first chapter? Maybe you want to kind of skim through the first chapter and then look at the video that goes along with the PowerPoint. Completely up to you, however you want to do that, whatever works best for you. The nice thing about these videos with the PowerPoint, when you're watching them, say you're taking notes or something, you could just pause them and then write down whatever you want to write down and continue. Okay, good. So I can't think of anything else to tell you. Get off to a good start. You've got my email address. Send me an email, and get right into the e-text and homework and get off to a good start. All right, let me know if you have any questions. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.